What is the true engine of transformative change in a human life? Is it fate, the circumstances of one's birth, or perhaps mere serendipity? I would argue it is something far more intrinsic, something that resides within the very fabric of our being. It is the resilience of our inner vessel, our capacity to withstand the tectonic pressures of existence, to contain the volatile energies of ambition, heartbreak, and societal expectation. If this vessel is fragile, if its walls are thin, we will be perpetually crushed by the weight of the world, forever stunted in our growth. But if we can forge it with courage and conscious effort, we can metamorphose into a being of formidable strength. The journey begins not with an outward change of scenery, but with an inward fortification of spirit. Consider a universal, deeply personal crossroads. The decision to marry, to form a lifelong partnership. After a clear-eyed analysis of the risks, the statistical probabilities of discord, infidelity, and divorce, many people feel a surge of fear. The institution seems fraught with peril. So, do they retreat? Do they swear off commitment? Interestingly, most do not. They proceed. Why? Because the essence of living fully is not to avoid risk, but to develop the backbone to navigate it. The true question isn't, should I get married? But, am I equipped to handle every possible outcome of this union? Let's project forward into a painful but plausible scenario. You have built a family, you have children. Then, your spouse leaves for another person. What is your move? This is not a theoretical exercise. It is a lived reality for millions. Your first instinct might be a fierce custody battle. But what if your ex-partner has a superior financial profile? Family courts, in their cold calculus, often lean toward stability and resources. You could lose custody. And then, a more haunting thought. What if your child enters a hostile environment, facing neglect or even abuse from a new step-parent? These are agonizing, multidimensional problems that cannot be solved in the heat of the moment. They demand a preemptive cultivation of emotional fortitude, legal literacy, and strategic foresight. This is why superficial living is so dangerous. We focus on the wedding day, not on the decades of complex diplomacy and inner strength that a marriage truly requires. We must learn before the crisis hits. We must study human nature, psychological patterns, and conflict resolution not as academic subjects, but as survival skills. This leads us to the paramount importance of relentless learning. Throughout my life, I have encountered brilliant individuals, deep thinkers, insightful observers, who hoard their knowledge like dragons guarding gold. They believe their understanding is self-evident or too precious to share. Meanwhile, I have watched others with far less substance, but with a silver tongue and confident delivery, ascend the ranks, win favor, and secure opportunities. Do you see the profound irony here? A person of immense depth who cannot communicate is like a powerful supercomputer with no monitor or keyboard. This processing is invisible, its potential untapped. In contrast, a person with mediocre processing power but a sleek, user-friendly interface attracts all the users. This is the brutal, often unfair, economy of attention in our social and professional worlds. It is why the art of presentation, of persuasive communication, is not a soft skill. It is a fundamental power tool. It is the interface through which your internal software engages with the world. Without it, you are functionally silent, no matter how loud your thoughts scream internally. Reflect on our place in the animal kingdom. Other species communicate, but none have developed a symbolic language as abstract, nuanced, and powerful as human speech. It is our defining evolutionary advantage, a gift of staggering proportions. And yet, what do we do with this gift? We squander it. We use it carelessly. A single poorly chosen phrase over the dinner table, a thoughtless critique, a harsh tone, can fracture a family's peace for weeks, creating a chill that lingers in every silent meal. A clumsy presentation of a brilliant idea can doom a project, turning potential investors away. One sentence can build a bridge of alliance, or it can detonate a bridge you spent years constructing. The power of language is absolute. So, I ask you, why do we treat its mastery as an optional hobby? Why do we assume that being good with words is a natural talent, rather than a discipline to be honed with the same rigor as surgery or engineering? We admire great orators, but we falsely believe their skill is magic, not method. This is a catastrophic error in thinking. Effective communication is a science of psychology, a study of rhythm and cadence, a strategic deployment of empathy and logic. Can be broken down, analyzed, practiced, and perfected. Furthermore, we must radically expand our understanding of personal magnetism. Society often conflates attraction with physical beauty. A handsome man, a beautiful woman, we assume they possess a natural advantage. But this is merely one of 9 distinct archetypes of charisma. Physical appeal is just the first, most obvious layer. What about the charisma of unwavering calm in a crisis? The charisma of visionary insight that makes people see a new future? The charisma of deep, attentive listening that makes others feel profoundly understood? I have met individuals whose appearance was utterly ordinary, but whose presence commanded a room. When they spoke, time seemed to slow down. People leaned in. Their ideas landed with transformative force. This is the charisma of substance, of aligned energy, of intellectual depth. It is not fake. It is the opposite. It is the authentic expression of a refined inner world. In the workplace, studies consistently show that a significant percentage of employee retention, often over 30%, is tied not to salary, but to the quality of leadership. People will endure lower pay to follow a leader who inspires them, who communicates a compelling vision, who makes them feel valued. In marriage, partners often remain faithful not out of mere obligation, but because their spouse actively cultivates emotional and intellectual intimacy, keeping the relational spark alive through continuous growth and engaging interaction. These are all learnable arts. They are the applied techniques of human connection. The barrier is our own ego, our reluctance to admit that we might be unskilled in the most important aspects of living with others. Therefore, we must abandon the complacent notion that we have finished learning. The human world operates on a complex calculus of psychology, social dynamics, and unseen forces. We are, each of us, a walking bundle of contradictions, capable of sublime creation and horrific destruction. Often, we march blindly down familiar paths that lead to predictable failures. We must widen our aperture. Learning to present yourself is not about vanity. It is about making your value visible. Learning the art of genuine allure is not about manipulation. It is about bringing your fullest, most vibrant self to the surface so you can connect with others at a deeper level. It is about unlocking the dormant potential within your own psyche. Because, let's be unequivocal, we have one life on this thin crust of a planet. We have a brief, precious window of time. The choice is stark. Will we live it as a slow descent into a self-made hell of missed connections, stifled potential, and unresolved conflict? Or will we arm ourselves with knowledge, skill, and self-awareness to craft an experience that approaches a personal heaven? The tool for that alchemy is the unwavering commitment to change, to learn, and to master the art of being human. It is the ultimate competency. Everything else is secondary. Think about the last time you were truly captivated by someone. Was it solely their appearance? Or was it the way they articulated a complex idea with crystal clarity? Was it the confident yet humble way they carried themselves in a negotiation? Perhaps it was their ability to tell a story that made you feel like you were living it. These are not genetic blessings. They are acquired competencies. They are the result of thousands of hours of conscious observation, practice, and refinement. A great public speaker isn't born delivering TED Talks. They are made through countless iterations in front of mirrors, small groups, and hostile audiences. A captivating leader isn't suddenly imbued with vision. They cultivate it through wide reading, deep reflection, and the hard work of synthesizing information into a message that resonates. The person who navigates family conflict with grace likely learned painful lessons from earlier failures. They studied patterns, they practiced emotional regulation, they learned to de-escalate. This is the work. This is the gritty, unglamorous foundation upon which a compelling life is built. Let's delve into a concrete professional example. Imagine two mid-level managers, Alex and Sam. Alex is a workhorse, exceptionally knowledgeable about the industry, a brilliant analyst who spots trends months before anyone else. But Alex is terse in meetings. Presentations are dry data dumps. When asked for an opinion, Alex gives a technically accurate but emotionally flat response. Sam, on the other hand, has average industry knowledge. But Sam is a storyteller. Sam can take a mediocre quarterly report and frame it as a heroic narrative of challenges overcome and lessons learned. In meetings, Sam speaks with conviction, uses compelling metaphors, and makes direct eye contact. When a promotion arises, who do you think the executives, who only see the outputs of these meetings, will choose? More often than not, it will be Sam. This is not because the world is unjust, though it can feel that way. It is because humans are not purely rational decision-making machines. We are emotional creatures convinced by logic that is delivered with emotional packaging. Alex's value remains latent, a secret known only to a few. Sam's value is perceived, broadcasted, and therefore rewarded. The tragedy is not Sam's success, but Alex's failure to communicate. Alex confused having value with demonstrating value. In the economy of attention, demonstration is everything. This is why investing in your presentation skills is not selling out. It is the essential act of translating your inner worth into a language the world can understand and reward. Now, consider the intimate sphere of romantic relationships. Why do some couples, even after decades, maintain a spark of fascination and warmth, while others devolve into cold cohabitation or bitter conflict? Often, it boils down to a failure of ongoing presentation. We mistakenly believe that once we've won our partner, we can stop courting them, stop communicating our inner world. We come home and present only our fatigue, our irritability, our mundane logistical updates. We forget to present our curiosity, our dreams, our playful side. The partner who continues to present their best self, not a fake self, but their engaged, interesting, and attentive self, is practicing the highest form of relational artistry. They are not just a spouse. They are a perpetual discovery. This doesn't require grand gestures. It means actively listening without immediately problem-solving. It means sharing an interesting article and discussing it. It means reminiscing about a shared happy memory with genuine warmth. It is the daily, micro-presentation of your continued interest and vitality. This is a skill that withers without use and flourishes with practice. It is the antidote to the slow drift that claims so many relationships. You must be the most compelling version of yourself for your partner every single day. So, where does one begin this journey of transformative skill acquisition? The first step is humility. You must conduct an audit of your own communication. Record yourself speaking on a topic for 2 minutes. Listen back. Are you clear? Are you engaging? Do you use vocal variety? Or is it a monotone? Do you use filler words? Like, every few seconds? This can be a cringeworthy experience, but it is necessary data. Next, seek models. Find speakers, writers, or leaders whose communication style you admire. Don't just consume their content passively. Analyze it. What is their sentence structure? How do they pace their delivery? When do they pause for effect? How do they structure a narrative? Transcribe a short talk they give and study its architecture. Then, practice in low-stakes environments. Join a local debate club, a Toastmasters group, or even practice explaining complex topics to a friend. The goal is not perfection, but desensitization to the fear of speaking and iterative improvement. Finally, study the principles of human psychology. Understand basic concepts like reciprocity, social proof, and liking from Robert Cialdini's work on influence. Learn about active listening from Carl Rogers. These are not tricks. They are frameworks for understanding how human connection works. You are learning the operator's manual for the most complex system you will ever engage with: other people. In conclusion, the capacity for change, real, lasting, upward change, is forged in the workshop of deliberate practice. It is built by strengthening your inner vessel through adversity and knowledge. It is amplified by mastering the art of presenting that stronger self to the world through impeccable communication. It is sustained by cultivating a charisma that flows from authenticity and depth, not superficial charm. The world is not a passive backdrop to your life. It is an arena that responds to the signals you emit. If you emit signals of confusion, timidity, and incoherence, the world will reflect back limitation and obstacle. If you emit signals of clarity, confidence, and compelling vision, the world will open doors, create alliances, and offer opportunities. The choice of which signals to broadcast is entirely yours. It is the single greatest point of leverage you have over your destiny. Stop waiting for change to happen to you. Become the architect of change within you, and watch as the external world inevitably reshapes itself in response. Your life is not a pre-written script. It is a live performance, and you are both the playwright and the lead actor. It's time to learn your lines, master your delivery, and step onto the stage with the unwavering belief that you can deliver a performance worthy of a standing ovation. The curtain is up. What will you do?